Hi guys, I am Isa, and today we're going to learn how to make a shooter game using Scratch. Okay, so basically the first thing we need is a player sprite. So I'm going to go into the costume editor. I'm just going to draw like a simple circle. Oops, too big. So I'm just going to draw a simple circle. And I'm going to snap it into this thingy in the center. But the circle needs something to shoot, so I'm going to give him this weapon. It doesn't really look like a weapon, but whatever, it still is. Yeah, that looks more like a tank, but still. Let's just write when flat clicked forever to make our main loop. So the first thing I'm going to add is, I don't know, maybe keyboard controls or mouse controls. Yeah, mouse controls are better for this type of game. So yeah, I'm going to say, wait, what? So I'm going to use the if statement right here. So I'm going to say if mouse down. So like if the mouse is like pressed. So if the mouse is down, then it's going to glide 1 second. The mouse pointer. That's fine and all, but it doesn't really look too good. So I'm going to make a variable called acceleration, or just ac, lowercase. I'm just going to delete this my variable since we don't really need it. So if mouse down, change acceleration by 1. And here I'm going to say set acceleration to acceleration multiplied by 0.8. Click, click, click. Doesn't really work since, like you have to like move to the acceleration. So I'm going to say move acceleration steps. So if I click and do that, but it's not really pointing to my mouse pointer, that's why it's not moving. So I'm going to add that. If I click, it will slowly be accelerating to my mouse pointer, and it's going to stop smoothly because of our 0.8 thingy. If we change just 0.9, it'll be more slippery, and if we just 0.99, it's going to be much more slippery with our hair around everywhere. So let's just leave it at 0.85 or something. Let's turn this into a variable called res distance, or just res for short. So yeah, it's gonna be act times res. In the beginning, you're gonna set act to 0. You're gonna set the res, which is the resistance, as I said, to 0.85. Wait. So now you have to follow your mouse around everywhere. Oh, so that's nice and all. So let's just hide these variables. They make our game not look that great. Speaking of the looks, we can add a background. So I'm just gonna draw some sort of cave background. I don't know how the caves look. So then, if you want to add new points, just click on this tool thingy, and yeah. So I'm just gonna, I don't know, draw whatever the heck this is. Alright, so now we've done our really cool background. Let me just make it lighter a little. So now we have this tank that can move, but if the tank just hits your mouse, like if you drag it, it's gonna drag. Don't want that. You can turn it on full screen. Right, now our tank can actually go. Oh yeah, we can also change the acceleration. So like if I choose this fast acceleration, it's gonna follow your mouse fastly. If I choose this like middle acceleration, it's gonna follow your mouse at that speed. So time for the bullets. I think a sprite called Bullet. Oh, so I'm gonna make a sprite called Bullet, and this bullet sprite is gonna be, our bullet. So it's just gonna be another black box, just like the player. Black box. Okay, maybe a red box would be better to show that it's a bullet more clearly. Yeah, I guess. So we have to snap it to the center as usual. So now we're gonna say one flat clicked for forever. I'm using if statement. If mouse down, then for it to clone of myself, I'm just gonna hide the base sprite because why not, I guess. Let me just zoom out a little bit. Now we're gonna start coding the clones. So when I start as a clone, so when the bullet starts as a clone on me, switch it goes to the player. So I'm gonna use the go-to block instead to sprite 1. Wait, it's not player, that's sprite 1. I'm gonna change sprite 1's name to player. So now if I put the mouse is down, yeah, there are no clones. Actually, there are clones, just that the clones aren't showing. Then I have a show block right here. So now, we're going to be making these bullets. Squad has a 300 clone limit, if you didn't know. So, like, if we keep on making these forever, we're going to reach a 300 clone limit. As you can see, we've reached it right now. We can't create any more clones. So, yeah. Anyways, I want to make the move. Point towards mouse pointer, that's more important. So now it kind of looks like drawing a shape. It's like you can draw a triangle. Well, that's not a triangle, but that's not the point of this. You have to make the bullets to move. Oh yeah, I'm also going to delete this clone right here. Just going to delete the clones instantly. But before we delete the clones, I want to put a repeat block. Repeat until touching the edge. Or, the reason why there's an or, because we're going to add enemies to this game. So I'm just gonna leave it there just in case. So repeat until touching edge or nothing. So it's going to be moving 10 steps. Is 10 steps enough? Jesus, who's going? Is it too fast? No one knows. Let's have to test it out. Alright, that's actually not bad, but that's just like look at it. The tank thingy moving a little fast. He just beats 1. Bam. And the bullets are also moving too fast. Okay, they're not moving too fast, they just, like, 2.5 seconds is too big. It's gonna get boring. Right, so, now we have the perfect player and bullet. Oh yeah, just notice a small issue. The bullet's on the back of the player. Wait, the bullet's on the front of the player, so, I'm gonna make it to go to the back layer to fix that. So now, bam, bullet's on the back layer. We have this really cool bullet system. Zing. Oh yeah, this could happen. Anyway, time to add enemies. I'm gonna make an enemy sprite right here. It's gonna be a red ball. Okay, no, we can't make it be red since I don't know. Let's make it a green ball. Okay, yeah, green isn't quite fitting for an enemy, but whatever. Alright, so when the flag is clicked forever, it's going to be creating a clone of itself. And when it starts as a clone, it's going to, I don't know, go somewhere. So, I'm going to say go to X. Okay, yeah, instead of that, I could just try to go to random position. Or instead, I can glide 1 second to random position. And the initial X would be 0 and 0. So now, there are many stuffs gliding to random positions. Okay, maybe not. Oh, they're gliding to the same place. That's not a good thing. Let me just hide the sprite and show the sprite. This sprite. Right, so now all of them go to this really cool random direction. So repeat until. I'm gonna leave it blank because enemies can't be defeated. Move towards player. Going to glide 1 second towards player, making them. So yeah, now there are many of them. Alright, so basically, instead of using this glide thingy, I'm gonna glide 1 second to X and Y. I'm gonna glide 1 second to pick a random 1 and I don't know 500. I don't really know what the width and height of scratches are. So let's just pick between 1 and 500. Okay, actually, Instead of speculating, we can like drag this tank guy here. Whoops. X million, Y million. So the maximum X is there are 242 and 179. 242. 179. I'm also gonna write their negative counterparts. Now, we'll get some sort of in place. Let me just hide this one here. Alright, so basically all of them they start there and they start gliding to their positions. I want there to be space between creating enemies. Can I like this? Wait 4 seconds here. Gonna be gliding towards me. Every enemy's gonna be gliding towards me, so gonna have to be, careful a little. Alright, so basically changes X to negative 240, negative 179, negative 179, negative 242. Right. So now they're gonna come from the corner of the screen. They're gonna come from the corner of the screen and start to try to attacking you. So yeah, you have to pretty much dodge all the enemies. But the enemies stop when new ones created. That's pretty bad. Like a condition here or something. If it touches the mouse pointer, it stops. That's not what we want. If it touches the bullet, it stops. Like if I touch my mouse while shooting, it stops. Alright, so instead of using this glide, I'm just gonna use this. Now it appears in random position. And also, I'm gonna make it move towards the player. I'm not gonna use the glide function, that doesn't really work that well. I'm gonna say point towards player, move 10 steps. No, it's a bit too fast for our player, so let's try to move 3 steps or something. The enemy is chasing the player. And you can see that the enemy stops moving after some time and leaves these trails behind, which we don't really like for this game. So basically, how we're gonna fix that? So let me just show you that. If we don't write out forever, it does this. It is obviously not. But first, let's just add the bullet behavior a little bit. And change this to 0.5 seconds because why not? Repeat until touching bullets. So now it's gonna do nothing until we let it touch a bullet. And if you let it touch the bullet, it's gonna get defeated. So like, yeah, since I let it touch the bullet, it's like got defeated and nothing else is spawning. Alright, so let me just get this out of here. And so I was going to go into random position and show. And I'm going to put hide at the end. So I'm going to quite close of it itself while it's showing. So it's always going to be pretty close. And now I'm going to put the scripts. Which it doesn't really, like, work. So basically I'm going to replace this one flag clicked with one I start as a clone. So now every enemy is moving, you can destroy them with your powerful bullets. So if I reduce this speed, it'll get kind of overwhelming. So let's increase the speed, like 0.1 or something. Let's restart. Now enemies are spawning in random places. You have to shoot them with your bullets and stuff. And if a bunch of enemies compile it to you, then you can move, and all of them will be compiled into a single enemy. But these enemies need HP. They're a bit too easy to defeat. HP for this sprite only. The only start has a clone set HP to a pick random 1 to 10. Oh yeah, I'm also gonna say set size to HP times 100. So HP times 100. So now some enemies are really big, some enemies are really small. I think the size difference is too big. So now let's have this. And now some enemies are big, some enemies are small, and so yeah. Also to make the enemies slower, or instead of that, we could reduce the rate and also make the enemies slower. So we're going to move this repeat until touching blood. I'm going to replace it with repeat until something. Replace until HP is less than 1. Also, I'm going to set the HP to pick random 3 to 10. 1 is a bit too small for my tastes. Alright, so basically, I'm going to make all the enemies to say their HP. And I'm going to add an if statement. So if it's touching the bullets, then it's going to change the HP to -1. Or, yeah, change the HP to -1. By -1, I meant. So in this bullet, I'm going to here, I'd wait 0 seconds for it to wait a frame before doing the clone. So I'm going to use this or, because I said we would use it, so now we're using it. Great, so now then you can say their HP. Still too many enemies, or maybe it's just that their speed is too big. So let me change the spawning rate to 1. So now every enemy can say their HPs. The spawning rate is still too much. It's 3 seconds. Or maybe it should be a random between 1 and 5. And that seems a bit better. Yeah, so we should make the enemies to not say their HP. That kind of removes the okay, so instead of that, or not instead of that, because it's not a replacement. Like I said, if it's touching the bullet, then it's going to change the brightness effect by 100. So now if we touch the bullet, it's gonna become white. It never goes back. Yeah, I'm also gonna change the size by 10, because why not? And when it starts has in the beginning of this pre-loop, just gonna change the size by -10, or not. It's gonna set the size to 100 and clear all graphic effects. So now it only does it temporarily. And yeah, I think we should add like a lock key to make the player not move. So the lock key is going to be something like I don't know, X or spacebar. Spacebar, since not space pressed. If we just move around normally, we can shoot, but if we press space, it's locked. But wait, we don't want the direction to be locked. So, in space, it's just something up with space. We change it to X. So now, like if I lock my focus up to here, it will defeat all these enemies easily. And defeats all these enemies, but the size is not great. So basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna write to make a variable called init size, which is the initial size of the enemy. So I'm gonna set the init size to HP multiplied by 25, and yeah, set the size to init size. So now, basically, we can defeat enemies and stuff, yeah. So, if a big enemy appears, we need more hits to defeat it. Okay, yeah, this clock feature isn't really working. But yeah, if you don't use the lock feature, you'll still be able to attack and stuff. Alright, so but anyways, that's quite kind of the end of today's tutorial. If you enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe. So bye.